Hi, I'm the Alchemist Astrologer, and this is your June forecast for Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Rising, and Scorpio Moon. So I'll be looking this month at your love lesson and the three most significant dates connected to that. This may be a romantic relationship or just a connection of some significance. So your major love lesson this month comes with the Hierophant. So for some of you, there's a strong tie to a Taurus person. But for others of you, this may be a focus on marriage, commitment, expectations, following the rules. This is about doing what is expected. And so for some of you, it's about dealing with the establishment. Now that may come in the form of an institution. It could be somebody who has authority, could be spiritual authority. Maybe you're dealing with churches or educators, people that give professional advice. This is about, conforming. And it may be that this is a month where you're really looking at what you expect out of others and what they expect out of you in return. Maybe you're laying down the law. Maybe you subscribe to some kind of doctrine or train of thought, or maybe you're involved in some kind of official ceremony right now or during this month. It could be you're connecting to people who are wise, helpful, mentors. Maybe you're involved in arbitration of some sort. This is about being traditional and maybe passing along knowledge to others. So for some of you, maybe you're playing the role of mentor or you're receiving good information or advice. But this is also a month where you're having to look at what your own credo, your own code of ethics that you subscribe to. Are you too traditional, too conservative? Has this become dogmatic for you? Or do you want to break out of the box? Do you want to, be more original, go against the grain? Do you believe something perhaps that maybe it's not mainstream? Now, this can be a month where you are highly productive. You manage to get a lot done. But in other cases, there's some kind of behavior that you're dealing with that is going to produce some serious ramifications for you. This is a period where you can expect an intensity, an uptick in what's going on in your life, whether that's professional or family or love life. Things may become very exciting, adventurous, but also more challenging, more demanding, because again, we're dealing with expectations. So this is a time for you to be especially discerning about what your commitments are and who you are committed to. So you need to look at your lovers, your associates, your advisors, anybody that you're intimately and deeply involved with. Because this can be a period where you find yourself embroiled in some kind of drama, scandal, or intrigue. Perhaps there's some rumors floating about, some gossip, some unkind accusations that maybe you're the target of that. Maybe you're just privy to it. It may not even involve you. But whatever it is, you can find yourself stuck in a situation that it's not going to be easy for you to get out of. Now, for some of you, this is about, again, getting a lot done. Maybe you are focusing on something. Maybe you're compromising with others. You're looking at a situation from the other person's vantage point. And, it allows you to sort of gauge where the relationship is going. You're able to, based on what you glean, your observations, you can either calm a situation down or you can stoke the fire and intensify that relationship negatively. For some of you, if you feel as if you've been cheated or you feel discouraged by some recent outcomes that didn't meet your expectation, this could be a difficult period for you. Either you or someone you're involved with is reaping the having to deal with the consequences of not showing up, not delivering, too many inconsistencies in speech or behavior is now reflecting poorly on either your professional standing or just you as a person. And it could also be this is a period where money is the central focus, ongoing money concerns. So for some of you, you are participating in behaviors that leave you vulnerable, put you in harm's way, could even be dangerous without you realizing it. So it's time for you to, again, be very discerning about who you connect yourself to, double check facts before you move further, because your emotions may cause you to make some poor decisions. The stronger your attraction is to somebody, or the more you're irritated, you may feel that you have a right to do something, that, you know, it's you're playing the moral authority, and so the end justifies the means. So again, this is about commitment, expectation level, following the rules, doing what's expected or not, and what is the price that comes with that. Your affirmation is, I decide to remember why I fell in love, which pairs nicely with a card that is about commitment, because sometimes it's not easy to do what's expected. You know, what are the rules? What have you decided between you? Do you have a traditional relationship? Is this, you know, something outside of the norm? What can you give, and what do you expect from the other person? And sometimes you have to go back to the beginning, the basics, and remember why you came together in the first place. Now, your most significant dates are the 26th of June, the 16th, and the 8th. So let's go in numerical order. So for the 8th, you have 3 of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. So for some of you, there's a tie to a fire sign. This could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, male or female. There are issues of cooperation or the lack thereof, because the Knight of Wands is very enthusiastic. He's motivated. He's passionate initially until he sees something else that he's interested in. So there could be issues where you're trying to gain some cooperation, and what is the commitment level? That may be called into question. Is there enthusiasm, motivation, action, passion behind it, or is this something that's just going to fizzle out? Now, the Knight of Wands is also very good at looking out solely for number one. You know, he's charming, magnetic, but in the end, he's, you know, looking out for himself and his own interests. So cooperation may be important. Now, for some of you, this may have to do with a change of residence or an important project or passion you feel for someone or something. And, you know, teamwork plays a part. Maybe there's a group dynamic. This could be counseling, could be a courtroom setting, could be something you're working on that is tangible, maybe property. Some kind of improvement or repair is what's in focus. Perhaps you are going in for a job interview, or you're trying to get a promotion, or you're trying to get some input or some advice. You're looking at the flaws, the weaknesses, and the strengths, and how you can make an improvement. And for some of you, if this is a relationship, then you may be looking at where one of you is very emotionally insecure or clingy or needy. And so cooperation maybe becomes a problem. Maybe you feel that you could make more progress. There's a decision to act in your own interest because you feel like something is blocking you or holding you back. Or perhaps, you know, someone you're involved with feels that way. So issues of cooperation, whether you're excited about coming together with others to, you know, make some improvements to move forward, or whether there's a lack of motivation. Whatever it is, there is a timing issue. Something is off. There's something about a situation where you're thinking it's a go, this is going to work out, it's a sure bet, and it may just fall through. Or you're not putting a lot of stock in something, and that is going to happen. So if this 8th, the 8th of June is kind of a wild card day where your expectations may not match up to the reality. You also have admirer and kindred. So for some of you, there could be a secret admirer. Now, maybe a secret crush. Maybe you're very attracted to someone. Maybe you're trying to meet with that person or gain some cooperation. Or perhaps someone is watching you. They're an admirer of you. Somebody may hold the key to your heart and they're not aware of it. Now, this may be a friend, could be some group situation that sets this off. This is about like-minded thinking. So getting some cooperation, being very passionate because you want to connect to somebody that you admire because you're on the same page. And the advice is hang in there. So if the timing is off on the 8th, the message is don't give up hope. Hang in there. Now on the 16th, you have the Wheel of Fortune and Tower. So we have two major cards here. For some of you, this is a sudden change. Now maybe, again, this could be property issues that are draining your money, or it could be a divorce, a separation that's costing you. Maybe you're traveling for a new job. Something about your lifestyle is being disrupted. And this may be unsettling and uncomfortable. There's a rapid change here due to some kind of karmic situation that you played a role in. This isn't just happening to you, even though it may feel very fated. Now, maybe there's some sudden bad luck or something collapses. For some of you, this may be an accident. Maybe this is a car accident or, again, some kind of property damage. There's some kind of change here that you weren't expecting. The wheel can swing either way. Maybe, if the Tower just represents an awakening, a change of thought, a shift in your mindset, perhaps there's a rapid improvement. If not, there could be something that rapidly deteriorates. Now, maybe you're dealing with some kind of crisis, emergency situation where it changes your luck or it becomes costly. But you may have gained some psychological insights as well into a situation about what luck really is, because there could have been something that you were taking for granted, something that you felt was insignificant. Maybe something fell apart, it didn't go your way, but that very well may have been working in your favor. Now, for some of you, maybe the change of fortune, if you are very attracted to someone, this could be a love at first sight situation. The Tower has negative connotations, but it can be a sudden awakening to feelings that perhaps you didn't realize you had. So whatever it is, maybe there's a confrontation, something uncomfortable. You issue a startling statement or someone else does, and you're having to deal with the ramifications of something. You're going to have to release something that maybe you want to hold on to, but it is keeping you stagnant. So for some of you, this is an effort to break free. Maybe you're feeling more liberated because of a circumstance. There is some kind of shock here, shock or surprise, that changes your luck. And again, maybe it's a psychological perspective, some kind of insight. There's a choice to look at a situation. Now, maybe you realize where you've been looking at something through rose-colored glasses. You haven't been seeing it accurately. Or perhaps now a truth is becoming very obvious. It could be an uncomfortable truth. And you're going to have to make a decision based on what you're now seeing. And again, the wheel also ties to expectations, whether you were expecting too much or you were expecting too little. So this seems to be a month where there's some kind of extremes, too much or too little, right timing, wrong timing. You're going to have to make a decision. And this says open your mind, your heart, your mouth, one of them or all three of them. So, opening your mind gets back to this psychological insight. Open your mouth. Somebody is saying something that's surprising, that's startling. You're having to make a decision, and you need to put your heart into it. Now, the last date, the 26th, you have the Magician and the Ten of Cups. So for some of you, this is about a Gemini. For others of you, this could represent an important male figure or someone who has some special knowledge, expertise, or skill. And it also represents your own ability as well, your ability to manifest, to communicate effectively, to take advantage of opportunity, to be a self-starter. For some of you, again, this ties to a brother, a boyfriend, a father, a son, or someone who is giving you some advice. This may be a family member. This may be, somebody who you want to connect to. There's a longing to be close, but there's also perhaps some element of being over emotional. Now, negatively, the Magician is an opportunist. He's a liar. And with the Ten of Cups here, perhaps there's been some game playing, some passive-aggressive behavior. But positively, this is the peak of emotional fulfillment. This is the ability to manifest. And perhaps there's some goal that you're focused on where you receive, the ultimate achievement. It could be coming together with family, creating the kind of family, home life, domestic situation that you want. This is a sense of shared prosperity, coming together with others. And this may be a time where you're willing to do more, be more. Maybe there's something big at stake or you want to help a family member. But for others of you, you're having to deal with situations where maybe there's family conflict, fights over money, maybe estrangement, separation, where maybe you feel like you're not on the same team. Positively, again, this is about ability and order. So your ability to put things in order that have some emotional bearing in your life. And it ties to engagement, the strength of an engagement. Now, that could be an actual engagement to be married, which you have the Hierophant card here. It could be a promise that you're making. This may be something tied to your creativity. It could be to a child. It could be something romantic in nature. But promises, social engagements, undertakings, obligations, social events, parties, whatever it is, the ability to follow through on some kind of promise, offer, or social connection is going to be important on the 26th. And the advice is wild ride. So whatever this is, you need to buckle up. Maybe there's something, again, where people may be very emotional. This could be a social setting. There are issues at stake of communication, promises, whether those are kept. Something about a wild ride. This is going to be an unusual day for you. Now, the underlying energy is this Page of Swords, ego, and patience. So, this is air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, male or female. You may be dealing with a young person. There could be ego issues. Maybe somebody has been irresponsible and now it's having an impact on you somehow. Maybe you're waiting to communicate. You could be waiting to travel. The Page of Swords is something new, new ideas, new concepts. Maybe you've gained some new insight into something. There's something on offer here. This card represents loyalty, and maybe somebody has decided to turn their back on egoistic behavior. There's the recognition that a relationship needs mending, or that somebody has been acting with a big a big head and a little heart. So for some of you, you're having to have patience with some kind of behavior, or you're waiting for something, or some ego is triggered concerning loyalty. So during this month, there's the possibility that you're going to meet somebody new, or you're going to become closer to somebody you're already involved with, or you're going to become estranged from that person based on how you get along, what you say to one another, what the conversation is, how you speak to each other. Now, positively, maybe these insights come in the form of new thinking, where there's a meeting of the minds. You have a light bulb moment, an aha understanding, some kind of clarification. Maybe this comes through smoothing over ego with something witty or humorous in order to break the ice, to move closer to another person. But for others of you, you're seeing the less appealing side, and perhaps it's the last straw, or it's the character flaw you can't deal with, it's the red flag, and maybe you don't want to move further with this. So again, this is about commitment levels. For some of you, maybe you've entered into some kind of commitment and you didn't give it full thought as to what that commitment would entail. But again, there are issues of loyalty here, waiting for something. Maybe your ego is triggered about waiting, or perhaps somebody's turning their back on their ego to offer their loyalty. All right, Scorpio, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notify bell button, and please leave me some comments about these important dates.